suitable for general viewing. Verse of the day. This program is suitable for general viewing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is Friday the 3rd of Muharram, the first Friday in the new Islamic year 1445. My name is Nadia Osman and my sign language interpreter is Ilhan Noor. We've got a number of stories lined up for you, as well as an exclusive interview with the new Chief Kadhi, Honorable Uthman Abdul Halim. But first, let's give you the headlines. New Chief Kadhi. Judicial Service Commission appoints Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein as the new Chief Kadhi of Kenya.
I'm a Kadhi. I undertake and promise to be a Kadhi for all Kenyans. And I hope I get support from Kenyan Muslims from throughout the country. I'll endeavor with their support.
Interview with the new Kadhi. We bring you an exclusive interview with the new Chief Kadhi as he tells us his plans in the highest ranking Islamic office in the country.
I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I think we're the only mosque where the Imam is evaluated. The Imam has a balanced scorecard.
Jamia staff fitted. Jamia Mosque Nairobi honors staff members during an award ceremony held on Saturday. Now, on our top story, the Judicial Service Commission has appointed Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein as the new Chief Kadhi of the Republic of Kenya. Abdul Halim has served in the judiciary for the last 18 years, rising through the ranks from Kadhi, Principal Kadhi to his appointment. He was a senior Principal Kadhi. Sheikh Abdul Halim holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Islamic Sharia from Al-Azhar University in Egypt. The Judicial Service Commission shortlisted Sheikh Sukyan Hassan Omar, Sheikh Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein, Kutwa Muhammad Abdullah, Idris Nyamagosa Nyamaboga and Omar Hassan Kenywa for the position of Chief Kadhi. The office of the Chief Kadhi remained vacant after the retirement of former Chief Kadhi Sheikh Ahmed Hussein Al-Muhdar. The Kadhi's courts are established under Article 169 of the Constitution, and their jurisdiction is provided for in Article 170 of the Constitution of Kenya is to the determination of Muslim law relating to personal status, marriage, divorce or inheritance, in which all parties are Muslims and submit to the jurisdiction of the court. Thank you for that. Now, moving on, Jamia Mosque Nairobi held an award ceremony on Saturday to recognize the outstanding performance of its staff members. The ceremony was also used to award the longest-serving members of the staff. Speaking during the awarding ceremony, Sheikh Muhammad Osman Warfa, the chairman Jamia Mosque Committee, urged the employers to be good ambassadors of Islam and exhibit good Islamic moral values while serving the Muslim community.
In a momentous event aimed at recognizing and celebrating the staff's exemptional work, Jamia Mosque Nairobi held an awards ceremony where they recognize employees of their exemptional contributions and award them certificates of appreciation for their outstanding services. Jamia Mosque Nairobi Director of Dawah Sheikh Mohammed Sheikh emerged as the best performing employee of the year.
It gives me pleasure to introduce the top overall best performer, and that is from the Dawah department. none other than Muhammad Sheikh, Director of Da'wah.
While addressing the employees, Abdul Majid Abdul Karim, the treasurer of Jamia Mosque Committee, disclosed that plans are underway to set up long-term savings plan for Jamia staff that will be designed to help the staff save for their retirement.
What we thought, and we are implementing, inshallah, effective next year, pension or retirement benefit plan, Jamia retirement benefit plan. We are trying to identify a Sharia compliant. Staff will contribute some amount and equal amount, or slightly higher, Jamia will also contribute.
Jamia's librarian Ramadan Abbas, who is one of the 7 longest serving staff members, received his certificate awarded by Secretary General Abdul Bari Hamid.
So now I will request the Secretary General to come and award the long-serving staff of Jamia. We have 7 of them. And we want to start with the one who has been serving longest, 27 years. And this is none other than Ramadan Muhammad Abbas. 27 years, subhanAllah.
The event was an opportunity for the management to present a new structure adapted by Jamia Mosque staff members to facilitate daily operation and activities of the mosque.
We've come with job groups so that we are clear what level is a certain position, also to guide us in terms of even remuneration, because we have realized kwamba kuna watu ambao mishahara yao haiambatani na nafasi zao. Unakuta mtu yuko chini lakini apata mshahara mkubwa kuliko mtu ambaye yuko juu, because of probably we had not formalized this. So we have now come up with 5 job groups. We have job group A, B, C, and D, and job group A is for heads. So if you are a head of a department, then you'll fall under job group A. After heads, we have managers. That is job group B. After managers, we have assistant managers. That is job group C. And then we have supervisors, and then we have the general staff.
Even as selected top performance and long-serving employees were recognized and awarded cash prize and certificates of appreciation for their work, there was good news for all employees.
I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I think we are the only mosque where the imam is evaluated. The imam has a balanced scorecard.
With the limited resources that we have, what we've done, inshallah, effect 1st of July, means end of this month, every one of you will receive a revised.
Jamia Mosque continued to stand as a symbol of unity and community service with events like these that exemplify its commitment to nurturing an environment where staff members are not just valued workers but integral partners in fulfilling the mosque mission. Reporting for Muslim Insight, my name is Abdurrahman Gaddafi Yassin.
Thank you for that report, Gaddafi. Now, moving on, Adam's Masjid calls on Muslims to be extra vigilant while coming to the mosque for Friday prayers as demonstrations continue to rock the country. The mosque, which is located next to Kibra, one of the locations that has been hit hard with anti-government protests, state that they have taken necessary measures to ensure that Friday prayers continue as usual.
As you are aware that currently, we have been having demonstrations that began yesterday that is going to commence until Friday. And we as Adams Masjid fraternity, the demos have really affected our daily schedule, whereby we have experienced low turnouts of our worshippers since yesterday. Our mosque will be open for the usual Friday congregation prayers for Juma prayers, and as a mosque we have put measures on how we are also going to make sure that our facility is well protected, but also liaising with the relevant security authorities within. We also urge our worshippers that will intend to come to a mosque that first you have to check on your safety. So before you come to the mosque, if you are going to have any security challenges from where you reside, then we urge you to stay put to your houses and make the obligatory prayers at your respective homes. And for those who are going to manage to come, then the mosque will be open for the worshippers, and we have put all measures to make sure that we cater for the security for the worshippers who are going to avail themselves tomorrow.
Thank you for that. Now, North Rift Muslim leaders have called on the new Chief Kadhi, Sheikh Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein, to work closely with the Muslims in the country. Speaking in Eldoret, led by Council of Imams and Preachers of Kenya, North Rift Chairman Abu Bakr Binni, the leaders say the Chief Kadhi has a wealth of experience and will work towards fostering interfaith relations.
Speaking after having afternoon prayers, Bini has congratulated the Judicial Service Commission for conducting the exercise in a free and fair manner.
Pongeza jopo la mahakama kufanya interview ukiwa ni wazi na wakampata mshindi aliyepata naye na Abdul Halim.
Bini says all organizations within Muslim community will rally behind the new Chief Kadhi to make sure he delivers on his mandate.
Apili, tunamwambia tuko nyuma yake kusaidiana na nagani kuendesha kuleta Waislamu pamoja. Hili ni jukumu zito aliyepewa. Wasia wetu tunamwambia afuate wale machifu kadhi waliokuwa nyuma yake kuanzia 63. Sheikh Abdullah Farisi alikuwa anaongoza vipi, na yeye akifuata ndio anaweza kupata muongozo. La umuhimu zaidi afanye juhudi sana ya kuweka Waislamu pamoja.
At the same time, Muslim faithful have also requested the new Kadhi to be instrumental in settling of inheritance issues, since there are no solutions in other courts.
As Muslims across the world usher in the new year 1445 in the Muslims calendar, it is a new beginning for the Muslims in Eldoret who have sent their congratulatory messages to the new Chief Kadhi, Sheikh Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein. They are hopefully he will unite the Muslims community across the country. Hassan Muhammad, Horizon TV, Eldoret.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Hassan Mohammed. Now moving on to Garissa County, a section of residents now want the opposition leader led by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance, Raila Odinga, to call off demonstrations and allow for a peaceful settlement of their concerns with the government. The residents say that the cost of living to the majority of Kenyans is unbearable, but the demonstrations cannot be the solution. Addressing the press in Garissa Town, Kenya Livestock Marketing Council Chair Dubat Ali called for dialogue between the opposition and the government.
I want to say very clearly that demonstration is not a solution to the problem of this country. Of course, there are some problems, but demonstration and destroying property would not solve our problem. I am saying, let us stop demonstration. The leadership of this country, His Excellency the President and the former Prime Minister, let them come up, let them sit and talk.
Vitu vimepanda, mafuta imepanda, kila kitu imepanda. Tungeomba Bwana Rais utushukishie kutokana na uchumi ya Kenya. Uchumi imekuwa gali. Hatujui tukiingia kwa duka tununue kitu moja vitu iko juu. Tukienda kwa butcher kununua nyama iko juu. Tukiipanda pikipiki ama matatu pesa iko juu. Tunaomba Bwana Rais utupate kutushukishia uchumi ya Kenya, na sisi hatuna vita, sisi tuko na amani. Mahali tuko hatutaki maandamano, tunatafutia watoto wetu. Tukipata ile kidogo tunaomba Mungu tupate kurudi nyumbani na tushikane kama Wakenya, mandugu, tupendane.
Tunataka maendeleo. Hatutaki maisha ya hapa imekuwa shida. Sukari inakuwa shilingi 200 kwa kilo. Unga iko shida. Nyama ya ngamia peke yake tunakula, hakuna kitu kingine hapa.
Kuna wakina mama wanafanya biashara ndogo ndogo. Wakina wengine wanafanya biashara kubwa kubwa. Hiyo yote leo inafungwa na inaforwa. Na hapo Serikali haikubali kwa sababu kama sharia inakubali demonstration, lakini inaonekana there's no peace demonstration.
Thank you for that report. Now moving on, Turkey on Saturday marked the 7th anniversary of the defeated 2016 attempted coup here in Nairobi to commemorate this year's Turkish Democracy and National Unity Day, and in remembrance of the martyrs and veterans of the failed coup. Turkey Ambassador to Kenya, His Excellency Sebutay Yüksel, led the inauguration ceremony of the 15th July Memorial Park Kids Playground at the Nairobi Arboretum. The Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency set up a children's playground with slides, metal climbing units, swings and seesaws at the Arboretum.
Today, we gathered here to commemorate the 7th anniversary of the 15th July Democracy and National Unity Day and to inaugurate a kids' playground in the memory of the victims of the heinous coup attempt that occurred in my country, Turkey, in 2016. At around 10 p.m. on Friday, July 15th, 2016, members of a terrorist group tried to stage a coup in Turkey, attempting to depose the democratically elected government. This coup was staged by a clique inside the Turkish armed force linked to the Fethullah Gülen terrorist organization. Tragically, 251 citizens lost their lives during the violent terror campaign and more than 2,000 were injured.
We have installed a playground for kids here at the Nairobi Arboretum. We believe that our people who opposed this coup attempt are the heroes who saved the future of our nation, and they gifted us a future with hope. So we decided to make this playground area to invest in the children of Kenya, who are the future of Kenya. On this occasion, as a small symbol of the contribution of July 15 to our future, we wanted this playground, which will live under the name of 15th July Memorial Park, to contribute to the happiness of children in Kenya, the future of Kenya.
Nairobi Arboretum attracts visitors both local and also international. It provides walking path for both adult and also children, babies on stroll, people on wheelchairs, and also it is a very nice recreational facility. Every month, an average of 27,600 people visit the park, whereby 9,000 are children, which means they comprise 30% of the visitors for this arboretum. In a month, you find they are children.
Thank you for that report. Now, on our feature story this week, Pamoja Forum, a non-profit organization, held the first edition of the Green Souk, a vibrant event aimed at promoting sustainable living and encouraging environmentally friendly practices. The Green Souk, held at the Capital Center in Nairobi, showcased an array of innovative solutions, products and ideas to inspire individuals and communities to embrace a greener lifestyle. Let's get more from our reporter, Gaddafi Yassin.
So we've brought people who promote eco-friendly practices together to come and showcase whatever they do also, and educate the community about eco-friendly practices and eco-friendly businesses and services. They are here to teach all the other businesses about how to go green, I will say, because we are living in a world that we are really promoting clean environment, clean energy.
We are here with a 100% organic cotton pad and its herbal with the aerobic tea series. We decided to participate in this exhibition because it's all about organic product. When you use our pad, it's easy to decompose because it's cotton. So when you use cotton and you throw it anywhere, it can decompose in an easy way. And it prevents you from getting fungal and bacterial infections.
And we formulate organic skincare products, and we have helped many people change their lives, build back their confidence and their self-esteem.
We came here obviously to promote the green culture in Kenya, and also the green culture which Pamoja Forum brought today, advertising of green businesses, taking care of the environment, disposable items and all. But we also came here to support that and also raise funds so that we can get money for our next activity, which is enriching the society, because we are visiting a children's home for the deaf, which is in Makueni.
We have seen a lot of eco-friendly companies and businesses, which makes this souk very unique from any other. For example, there are some horticultural products like flowers. We have the electric bikes. I'm very sure on all the expos we've gone, or businesses, the souks we've gone in Nairobi, this is a unique one.
It will be good to have it quarterly, because every now and then we have new members coming up with new ideas, new SMEs coming up. So it's an initiative that will help people to showcase and publicize their efforts, their products, and other things they do.
They have explained all that we wanted to know on this green souk. For us to have a healthy life and a good environment, we have to keep up with maintaining our environment. Reporting for Muslim Insight, my name is Abdurrahman Gaddafi Yasin.
Thank you for that report, Abdurrahman. Now that was the news we had for you, and now we bring you an exclusive interview with the newly appointed Chief Kadhi of Kenya, Honorable Uthman Abdul Halim Hussein. During the exclusive interview, the Chief Kadhi discusses his immediate priorities, strategies to address challenges faced by the Muslim community, and initiatives aimed at bringing services to the people. Here's the interview. My name is Nadia Osman.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and salutations to the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this was a process for the position of the Chief Kadhi in Kenya. That just ended yesterday or the other day. So it was done on the 17th, I think. From very early in the morning we were there, but the actual interview started rather late. You know, all of us were in anticipation. We made the submissions. Invitations were. People were asked to present when the opening was there. It was closed. The shortlisting came after quite a long duration, as well as after that there were several other advertisement, re-advertisement. So there was a little kind of anxiety among not just the Muslims but as the candidates themselves. Alhamdulillah, eventually it came to end on the 17th. The decision was made the same day that the interviews took place, and the information came to me personally the same way it came to everybody. The decision, once made by the JSC, they made that pronouncement in writing and they circulated it to the public. So the officers, judicial officers within the public who were privy to that information, the ones who told me, but it was almost at the same time all the Kenyans knew, because the JSC was seated at their headquarters at CBK Towers, and nobody else apart from them knew about that decision. And the moment they made the decision, it was circulated throughout the country, and everybody got the information almost at the same time. Yeah, I might say it was a bit of a sweet surprise, of course. Personally, I knew the odds were quite great. Probably I will not get. I was confident of myself, but I knew that all the candidates shortlisted were able, so I had to just present my best case. It was a sweet surprise, and now the challenges and the responsibilities will start, and we ask the marital to enable us to discharge our duties to please him and to the benefit of the Ummah, inshallah. The Chief Kadhi is a first among equals among the Kadhis. He is also the leader of the Kadhis generally. Is supposed to be supervising them and to give directions to them. It's the Kadhi is an office in the judiciary, so our core mandate is judicial work. What is being given to us by the Constitution, Article 170, Sub-Article 5, and that is the application of Islamic law in Kenya, Islamic family law in Kenya, essentially, as in brief. So that is our main focus. How will Muslims be able to get their justice in our courts? While they are getting justice, actually applying Islamic law in their lives, both in marriage, divorce, custody, and inheritance. So that is our main focus. How to improve that, how to deepen the access to Kenyans, so that those services can be reached by all Kenyans throughout the country in an affordable, transparent, accessible, and very easy manner. So that is our key focus. But we understand the Kadhi is not the most learned Muslim scholar in Kenya. We are cognizant of the fact that there are professors in Islamic law in Kenya, there are leaders of Islamic law in Kenya and other varieties. There are imams with huge followings, and there are other organizations that have a lot of following. But the history of this office it goes long way back. It's very historical. It's older than the judiciary institution itself. It's reported by Ibn Battuta that in 1330 there already existed some Islamic legal system in Kenya. In 1430, Al-Sahawi reports that he met the Kadhi of Lamu in Mecca. That was long before even the Omeni camps or the other people came. So it's quite historical. That tradition, and then because of the judiciary, there's that enforceability of our rulings and declarations, gives us a bit of a superiority to that. So it's a heavy responsibility, but it doesn't mean that he is the overall has monopoly of Islamic jurisprudence. So he has to partner with those other leaders and those other scholars, those other imams who are probably more knowledgeable, but they don't have the same capacity in terms of enforceability and also recognition with the state mechanisms. So our job is to be able to build synergies with the different Muslim leaders of all persuasions in Kenya to see how best the Muslim community can prosper in the advancement and accessing their justice, but also as getting their socio-economic rights and more advancement in Kenya, inshallah. That has been a challenge, specifically when we were drafting the new constitution. And alhamdulillah, a lot of efforts were made by prominent Muslim scholars and activists, as well as others who are knowledgeable of this history of Islamic and the role the Kadhi's court are doing. They are what we'll call perceptions. Perceptions that especially the women are disadvantaged in the Kadhi's court. Also that they cannot get their rights in a fast manner, or what they'll get probably is a bit little in terms both of issues of custody, maintenance, even in inheritance. The term persuasion is deliberate. They are just perceptions. It's not the reality. The reality is that for those who've come, a majority of the women actually, because we are not favoring them, but they are on the right side of the law. We just follow what the Quran says and what the Sunnah of the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. So I want to urge Muslims, men and female, to have confidence in their courts. If you go to the other courts, actually, when you compare truly, you'll find that you get the access here faster, as well as more justiciable. Yeah, it's equitable, it's according to the Quran, and it's not delayed generally. Where the challenges, then kindly engage us, and so that those challenges can be sorted out. I'll ask them to use the space that is there, the facility that is there, not just for their personal interest, but also for the stability and the continuation of this very important instrument and organization. It's very important to get the support, not just from the religious leaders, all the organizations, but all Muslims generally. That support is critical. I cannot do it myself. With my kadhis, I know I'll be able to lead them. We know the mechanisms, but especially the expectations of Kenyans, Muslims specifically, I will need a lot of support from every Muslim scholar and every Muslim organization in Kenya, because without that, then we will lose a lot of the faith the people have in the institution. We might lose this. So we need that to continue, and we support that and welcome everybody on board, and that to translate to positive developments in the kadhi's court in Kenya. And we thank them all for those congratulations. It just dawned on me. I know the responsibility and the expectations are immense. And inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I pray to Allah to make it easy to me, and I'd never disappoint the Muslim on this responsibility that has been given to me. My experience as a kadhi is basically what was my edge during the interviews. That experience, the work ethics, the competence, the interpersonal relationship, how we are dealing with Kenyans with dignity. Those ethics I've consistently developed throughout my career, and those are values and ethics that I undertake and seek to instill into the kadhis, so that the entire kadhis that they can be able to achieve the same. So I was kadhi at Kwale, my first posting. Then I went to Mombasa, and then in Isiolo. And I thank very much people from these areas. They actually supported me, give the opportunity to serve them, and those experiences eventually helped us to be able to be where to be entrusted with this chance to serve them, the nation as a whole. So that experience, we'll be doing it with the kadhis. We do annual meetings with the entire kadhis, and also the remaining challenge will be, now I know what I didn't have as an experience, to be frank, is those are the aspirations of Kenyans. I'm a kadhi. I undertake and promise to be a kadhi for all Kenyans, and I hope I get support from Kenyan Muslims from throughout the country. I'll endeavor with their support and partnerships to be able to avail myself to all Kenyans, and especially the women wherever I go, to be able to address them so that they can ventilate their problems and challenges. We can give some guidance on those issues together with the Muslim callers that I'll be seeking their experience and advice as well. the work we do every day in court has an impact, direct impact in the lives of every Kenyan, including the Muslims. So that is can be one of the first pillar of that policy is a strong institution, and how that is going to be achieved is through creation of a high court in every county and a magistrate's court in every sub-county. Those are policies of the judiciary. So as an institution, the judiciary is very serious on the issue of deepening access to justice throughout the country, that there's a court in almost every sub-county, and that applies well even for the kadhi's court. But you know as well as I do that when you're making decisions, there are issues of budgeting, and issues of budgeting depend on essentially on data, and that's where the role of the Muslims, you don't know it, but your singular decision can be detrimental to the deepening of the access of the kadhi's court. For example, if I'll tell you, there are courts that have been closed, and we transferred the kadhis to other regions. Why? Because we put a kadhi there, and he sits, and there's no work. And so that's why there's no work. People are not going for, they don't even want to get a marriage certificate. And to put a kadhi in a station, he doesn't sit alone. He has a remuneration himself and his staff. So there's a financial aspect to it. So those are the issues. If the data speaks that there is a need, the laws will be giving kadhi. Kadhis have been established in areas where there's no a magistrate court. So this is the role that I'll be asking Muslims to please use the kadhi's courts, because when you don't, the effect is that the kadhis might not be, we might not have an increase in the kadhis, they just remain the way they are. That's one of the reasons among the others. But as a Muslim, we should always continue to fight for justice to be deepened, because we know sometimes these are services, these are rights, and there's a policy. So also there are areas, when the distance is too much from the home to the court, then probably that impact. There are many other factors. So we still engage the judiciary, but we have also our role to play to ensure that more kadhis are brought on board and employed to serve more Kenyans. Divorce, I'm not more worried about the rate of divorce, because some divorce cases have merit. When you find this is a bad marriage, the wife is in trouble, she is suffering, then that divorce is merited. But when there are children involved and these divorces break down, that affects the community. It impacts directly the community, the stability. Although we don't know it, we take it as an individual thing, but eventually it's a collective thing. It affects the stability of the community in that area. So we like people to use all avenues to minimize the rate of divorce, and we encourage them to get marital counseling, pre and post, even during marital. That will help. There's no marital education, lack of it, and the main reason of the marital discord mostly falls on men: lack of maintenance, cruelty. So if they can reduce that and take their responsibilities seriously, then they are actually helping the community to prosper. On the side of our sisters and our aunts and our mothers, the other reason marriages break is because of the husband has married a second wife. We must accept this is a hadith. This is acceptable and Islam, provided the husband fulfills the requirements and is competent to have two wives. It's actually helpful for the community. we should not seek it just because he's married a second wife, unless he's not doing fairness in those marriages. Those are the, if we reduce that, then we'll be able to have a very strong and vibrant community. The other thing, the disputes in inheritance, they impact the socio-economic aspect of the Muslim community. If after every person has died, a Muslim, we are fighting of the inheritance for years, that money is being lost. It's not circulating, and that's affecting our economy. Okay, or one person is benefiting, the others are not. That is disadvantaging. It's increasing poverty among the security. You find it is a family problem. It is not. It's a bigger problem than that. So let's have inheritance disputes sorted very early. Even when you have agreements as a family, you do have no issues. Usually the first generation, the primary heirs, have no problem. But when they go on, then what we call the grandsons, the second generation starts problem. Have that agreement, that distribution documented, because the grandsons, when they fight eventually, also that trickles down to the community. People don't, siblings are not talking to each other, and the money is not flowing, and we are also not prospering. And then there are avenues we can actually improve to ensure we become, we don't have necessarily to be rich, but we have to be independent socially and economically. Even we don't have, it's not a must that we have to split our wealth after our father or mother has died, but everybody must get his share. That is the main problem, because splitting a shamba after a father has died into small, and then you die with, eventually there's no productivity in that. But if that can be invested, but everybody gets his share, we need to be very strong financially and economically for a very strong and vibrant society to prosper. I am new on the job, and I will not be engaged in any political deliberations or persuasions. As a policy in the judiciary, you should not belong to any political party. But as a Muslim leader now, Muslims, the issue of peace is essential, and it's a paramount. And we have to protect the peace at all costs. Peace is very important, and it's the duty of every Muslim to ensure that there is peace. Muslims must never be participating in any acts of destruction and such things. Second thing, the right and the freedom for faith and perform the prayers. You see, because of the lack of peace, now it's affecting our very key and fundamental right to perform, especially the Friday prayers. So I will call on for peace to prevail. I will call on the political parties to engage for a solution towards a peaceful coexistence in this country. My main message is please use the kadhi's court. Make use of the kadhi's court. Have advice, even when you think probably you've lost a case, because in any case there must be a winner and a loser. It's the way you present your case. We just follow the evidence, the facts, and the law. That should not make you run away from the kadhi's court. A believer is the one who accepts the will of God. And there, even when you've lost, there are channels that you can pursue. So we make this strong institution, and let's be peaceful, and also let's be productive in this case and participate in the affairs of our country. This is our country. As a Muslim, we have a duty towards ensuring there's peace in this country. And I ask all of us to put our hands together and work together towards the singular prosperity of Muslims. Let's not make the differences within us we are not talking to each other and make as if we are enemies. We are not, but differences will always be there.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. Pearls of Wisdom.
Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, O Allah, I take refuge in you from anxiety and sorrow, weakness and laziness, miserliness and cowardice, the burden of debts, and from being overpowered by men.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Enyi mlioamini, munapoitwa kuhudhuria swala ya Ijumaa, fanyeni haraka kuikimbilia, muache biashara zenu, hilo ni bora ikiwa mwelewa.
Isikilizeni kwa umakinifu khutba ya Ijumaa
ili uzidi kujenga imani yako na kupata faida nyingi ya siku hii.
Coming to you every Friday from Jamia Mosque, Nairobi.
Live on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.